Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man versus Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top.
You can't beat a train, so don't try. Stop. Trains can't. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are the New York Knicks. I'm back. Back in the New York. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks is taking no shorts, just like winter.
New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is K-N-I-C-K-S.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Hey everybody, it is the New York Knicks podcast episode.
Hey Jay, who's starting at 4
What?
this year?
No, don't you goddamn play. We're off to a great start. This is what happens when we take them
What the hell just happened, Jay?
It started auto playing our voicemail that we're playing later. All right.
Knicks podcast. We're back from a long break of when we last do a show 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
about a month,
almost
right?
a month. Yeah.
Okay, we are back. The Knicks are back. They are playing their first preseason game in a few weeks, right? Not a few weeks, a few days.
Few days. The 7th is the first game against a team I've never heard of.
Some Brazilian team?
Yeah.
Okay. That will help the international crowd fan. Do you think if you're from Brazil, you're really excited for your team to play the Knicks, or you don't really care because it's preseason?
In New York?
In New York, at a time probably. Well, I don't know what the difference in time zone is. It's probably not that far off from when you'd actually watch.
Right. I mean, I guess it's cool. I mean, it's probably better watching more famous players than it is watching, your guys who barely know how to play basketball. I say this before they stomp the Knicks by 20.
That would be pretty goddamn awful. But the Knicks are back. We have a roster. We have a season. And we have lots of people overanalyzing what the Knicks players are saying. So Melo said we're competing for a title this year.
Mm-hmm.
And the news media was immediately like, what does he mean? How can we compete for a title this year? What is Melo talking about? Well, I think every team starts the year by going, we're competing for a title this year. Usually that changes for most teams by end of month one, but at least you should pretend you're competing for a title.
Right, because they would have went just as nuts if they said, hey, we're going to suck this year.
I mean, would it be really weird if he was like, we're competing to be number 2 to Melo? I mean, number 2 to LeBron?
Right.
That would be a lot worse quote, like, hey, we're looking to be the second best team in the East this year.
You know what? I was thinking about it, and we have absolutely no chance of being better than 4 or 5 teams. So, yeah.
True.
Yeah, I mean, if he said that, then the media would have went nuts, too. You can't win at this point.
We're fighting for the 8th seed. I'm being absolutely honest. Melo has no faith in his team.
The media is just not really a fan of New York.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
That's the way it is.
You know who's a big fan of New York?
Who?
ESPN. They predicted the Knicks win 23 games, and they said the Knicks have the top 5 teams in turmoil.
Yes, top. I think they do this every year, and I think that it's just a rule that the Knicks have to be in there, even though there's absolutely no reason for them to be in there.
Yeah, so much turmoil we have from a new, somewhat semi-balanced roster that plays both offense and defense, and we have, I mean, if anything, they should be like, teams headed towards a okay/mediocre season. Top 5 Knicks.
Right. It's like, teams who got rid of all their head cases and got good locker room presence. Turmoil.
Yeah. I don't really understand where the turmoil is supposed to be coming from.
The only thing I could think is that they're automatically in there forever until Dolan dies.
Which would be, if they just said that, like every year they go, Dolan's still alive, team in turmoil, it'd be like, fair point.
Yeah, exactly.
Good job, ESPN.
Yeah.
Nailed it again.
That's some cutting-edge journalism. They put a lot of work into that one.
Yes. And then there's lots of articles about so-and-so is looking to prove himself this year. So-and-so would like to make the roster. And
This is a lot more interesting now because the roster is pretty much set before the season starts, where last year, didn't we have like a bunch of open spots and guys fighting to make the roster in preseason?
I mean, last year was such a disaster because like we had like Ace was it Quincy Ace is going to make the team. That's a lock. That's what bad our year was.
Yeah, yeah.
It should be a better season.
Yeah, it should be.
I mean, there's a I like every year I have this sense of positivity, and every year when you go into you check our show around this time, we're all like Quincy Acey, best find you could have found by it. What a find Quincy Acey was, and Cole Aldridge, he's finally gonna like those numbers he's producing within playing 3 minutes a game. Per 36, they look amazing, and it's finally going to take off and average 47 rebounds a game.
Yep. And where are they now news? Iman Shumpert is still on Cleveland, but he got injured on the first day of training camp and is now out 12 to 14 weeks.
Yes. So for those that had him out by the second day of training camp, you lose. It was the first day.
He couldn't make it through one game, and zero Knicks fans are surprised by this.
It was one of those things also that like people were like, some people said like, hey, maybe you could have gotten more for them in the trade. But the other thing was, hey, Shumpert's not a bad piece. Eventually he's going to emerge, he's a defensive stalwart. The dude can't stay on the court.
No.
It's his, fourth or fifth season, and his like 12th injury?
Yeah, he gets injured. I don't think he's had one healthy season yet.
He's definitely missed at least the same amount of games he's played, if not more.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy at this point.
Yeah. The other thing was, the other where are they now? Tristan Thompson. I'm not really a Knick, but you know where he's not? Playing for Cleveland.
No, he's playing for Cleveland.
Oh, I thought he was not playing for Cleveland.
No, he turned down his offer, right?
Yeah, but doesn't he have no contract?
No. I think if you turn down the qualifying offer, then you're still playing under your rookie contract. So basically, he said, "I'm not going to make $16 million next year. I'm going to make like $2 million, and then he's going to try for like 18.5 million next year." Because Cleveland is full of smart people, just like JR, who opted out of 6.5 to get 5.
Wasn't Tristan Thompson offered like 5 years, $80 million from Cleveland?
I think. Was it 4 and 8? Yeah, it was 5 and 80. Yeah, he turned down $16 million a year because he thinks that his non-starting ass should be making even more money.
The dude has done almost nothing in the NBA. He's had a couple of decent playoff games in which his team lost, and he's like, "Give me money, time to get paid."
Yeah, he's like the 7th man on Cleveland.
Yeah, he wants a max contract. His numbers do not beget a max contract. I mean, even though I know numbers have been really inflated on this offseason, but his contract seemed absurd. What he was asking for.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
Actually, what seemed absurd was what Cleveland actually offered, and he's like, no. He averaged last year 8 points a game and 8 rebounds a game. I know he plays some defense, but he's not exactly insert name of a great defensive player.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
He's not Bill Russell out there. Yeah, if I was whatever, I don't care. Hopefully, it leads to a total like chaos in Cleveland. And so JR's back on the team also, right?
He is. He turned down 6.5 to make 5. He's got a 2-year, $5 million a year contract now.
Yes, so that's got to be a pretty whatever. They're going to still be back in the finals. Who gives a crap? Do you want to cut to our Man in the Street segment? We're going to start doing a Man in the Street segment. We're going to talk to some average Joes in the street and find out what they think the Knicks' chances are for the coming season.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get that going. 1 second. Uh-oh.
What? Uh-oh.
No, Skype's just like... I just wanted to copy and paste the number, and like, it's just... Okay. Here we go. I'm going to call. You're still there, right? Oh, no. Okay.
I'm muted when you do that.
Yeah. I realized that you got muted, so I have to. I figured it out last time, right?
I don't remember if you figured it out last time. I can't believe we didn't. We have this bit plan, and you have no idea how to do it. That's wonderful.
Yeah. No, I thought we tested it out some other time.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm looking at the this headline here. I love the. This is an article about Derek Fisher having a new approach with Carmelo that Carmelo agrees with, and his new approach something along the lines of he said he has new principles, and his new principles are more beard, less talk, more wins. Apparently, Derek Fisher, the way they describe it, was holding lecture in class.
Oh wait, I think I got it going.
Hello, this is you.
Hi, what do you think of the Knicks' chances this season?
Excuse me?
What do you think of the Knicks' chances this season?
I cannot hear you, sir.
Do you think the Knicks will win more than 26 games?
What again?
Do you think the Knicks will make the playoffs?
All right, hold on. I really cannot hear you. Just 1 minute. Put somebody else, okay? Just 1 minute. Hello, Alice. Can I help you?
Hi, do you think Porzingis is a steal of the draft?
Excuse me. Because the connection is very bad, I can't hear you.
Do you think Porzingis will be do you think the Knicks will make it to the finals?
I'm sorry? What?
Will the Knicks make it to the finals this year?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm just asking, will the Knicks, do you think Carmelo Anthony coming back?
Sir, the connection very bad. I can't hear you. I don't know what you say about, okay?
Will Carmelo Anthony?
There you have it, folks. Word on the street.
How bad is the connection? I don't understand.
I don't get it either. It seemed I don't know.
Okay.
So that was
anyhow,
our new segment, Word on the Street. Hope everyone loved it.
Man the street. Derek Fisher said more beard, less talk, more wins. They make it sound like practice was like 3 hours long. It'd be 2.5 hours of Derek Fisher lecturing the team about the triangle, and then they'd play a little bit. And now he said, we're just going to talk a little bit, and the team's going to actually practice. I don't understand. This can't be right. Derek Fisher was spending long periods of time lecturing his team last year. He had a shitty roster, and he's like, hey, guys, you guys need to get better. And the best way to get better at basketball is hearing me talk.
That's a novel approach, talking to your players.
Well, I mean, do you think they get better by, like, practicing drills or by hearing you tell them how to do drills?
You could do both.
I feel like you want a little bit of talk, but you want more like, hey, here's some ideas. Let's start doing them.
Yeah, I agree.
Not everyone hold hands and let's try to form a triangle. I don't know. He also said that he's asking for more input. More wins is also a good idea, Derek, because you couldn't have had less, actually. Actually, you should have more wins than last season by the end of by mid-December.
Yeah.
End of December. We're hoping for more wins than last year.
By 2016, yeah.
Yeah, by 2016. He also said he's asking for more input from Phil Jackson this year. He's going to want them to be more involved. And Phil said Phil was quoted as saying, "I got $10 million. My money's I already have my money. Why are you talking to me still? You want me to give more input of where the truck that's dropping the money off should go? I don't understand." So Phil's going to be more involved. I think most Knicks fans said instead of having how about even more involved, and Derek Fisher just leaves. I don't know. What are you doing? You're playing Candy Crush?
No. I was looking at the Knicks roster, and there's actually 17 players on the roster, so they are going to have to cut 2.
Yeah, but they always have like the invites.
Yeah, it's going to be Wesley Saunders and DeJuan Summers. They're gone.
There was an article about Summers hopes to make the roster. You're not making the roster, Summers.
No, you're not making the roster.
Just come there, get everyone's autograph, and go. Thanks, guys. See you later. See you next training camp, hopefully.
I also see the Knicks have Darian Atkins and Travis Trice on their salary.
What? Didn't they give them partially guaranteed?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'll take $525,000 to not be on the Knicks.
If that's what offer they're making, I'll take half.
Yeah, I'll do that for a quarter of that.
So the roster, I mean, of the guys on this roster, there's 7. I'm looking at the roster right now. So obviously Falalo, Admonson. So is Tanasius Akatuku, whatever the hell his last name is, the Greek salad guy? Is he on the roster?
He's on the roster. He is. I guess he will be battling out with Saunders and Summers.
He's going to beat them, though.
I would think so.
Um,
That's the only drama. Pretty much the rest of the roster's set.
Travis Trice.
So you want to go to some questions and stuff?
Yeah, that would be a good idea, as we don't have much else to talk about.
Okay. So let's see.
Jay, I want more beard, less talk, more wins, Jay. Now. What should be our new slogan for the podcast? More beard. We're going to do more beard? You going to grow a beard?
I'll grow a beard.
Okay. Jay's going to grow a beard by himself.
And according to my beard theory, that means our podcast will be even better.
Yes. Less talk on the podcast?
I don't know how that would work. Unless you mean us talking less and Chinese restaurants talking more.
That would be really nice.
I'm a fan of that. Hopefully that people like that.
Maybe we'll call a pizza place next. I mean, we're going to get more men in the street.
Find out the word on the street, not harassing other establishments. Mr. C writes, please can we have a Derrick Rose interview explaining how he managed to get injured so quickly after talking all about a big free agency payday in a couple of years? Also, I guess we can just ask him.
Hey, Jay, how you doing? Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
I have something very, very important to talk to you about.
Okay.
So I know you're going to focus in on the whole. Well, I know what you're going to focus in on right now, and I want to say the woman we're talking about consented to group sex. She just got mad because she consented to group sex, but she didn't want. We wouldn't reimburse her for the sex toy, and now she's mad.
That is really not what I was expecting. I wasn't planning on asking you about that.
Did you not know she filed sexual battery charges against me?
Yeah.
I am getting hurt physically and emotionally here.
You are getting physically hurt, yes. Well, what happened? What happened?
I kicked the wall. I don't know why I kicked the wall. I thought I had more room under my desk. Ow.
You just got injured during the
phone
interview.
Is showing.
Derrick,
sit
okay. Still. Fight through this. We need to ask you a couple more questions.
You got questions. I got answers. I have all these papers in my paper cut. Ow.
Oh, Jesus, Derrick.
Ow, I lost a finger.
Stop getting hurt, Derrick.
Ow.
I wanted to ask you, you were talking about you have to support your family for your next contract, even though... Did you just get hurt again?
I almost choked on the phone.
You're not supposed to put the phone in your mouth. You're supposed to put the phone near your mouth.
Where were you 12 seconds ago?
Derrick,
Listen to me. I'm excited to guarantee a title as long as I play 82 games for the Bulls and the whole playoffs. If that happens, we are guaranteed to win a title.
You said,
and I expect the Bulls to pay me. I want more money from the team.
Right. You've already made about $200 million, and you talked about trying to support your family.
I got lots of families to support.
Families?
I consider every man, woman, child on this earth my family, and I need money from the Bulls to support them because I have done a lot for the organization. Did you know, Jay, I was Rookie of the Year?
I did not know that, actually.
Did you know I was a 6-time MVP?
I think you're making stuff up now.
Did you know I used to be president of the United States?
All right.
These are all in my new novel. It's a fictional tale called Derrick Rose. What if he stayed healthy? It's coming out this fall.
How's your fractured face?
That hurt a lot. Surprisingly, fracturing your face hurts a lot. I didn't know that. Now, some people say fracture your face is a bucket list item, so I got that off the
There you go.
bucket list.
All right. So when are you coming back? Are you coming back
I'm going to be back this week. I'm going to come back this week.
this week?
Yeah, I want to make sure I get my. I'm booking a vacation for November, and so I have to take care of the injury that I'm going to get. So I'll be out, so I can go on this vacation. So I have to come back soon, so I can take care of that.
So you're planning on getting re-injured in preseason so that you can go on vacation?
I'm not planning getting re-injured, but it just kind of happened. Ow! I stapled my finger. Ah!
Thank you, Derek. Thank you.
Okay, Jay, if you can just do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Next time on the show, if you could leave the floor really slippery, it would be very helpful. Wink, wink.
Will do. Thanks for joining us, Derek. Ed writes, how much will Porzingis contribute this year?
According to the injury he has, nothing at all.
He's just got a sore or something.
They held him out of a game. They're like, he's kind of injured. He's not really injured. He has a sore, what was it, knee?
Yeah. It's like nothing to panic about.
Nothing to panic at all about. Did you know that Derrick Rose, by the way, did you know that Derrick Rose story? Had you seen that?
I forgot about it.
I just say you immediately get just scared as hell because A, he's a big man, and more than anything, when the Knicks say he has a sore knee, it means they're trying to transplant a knee from another body.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger problem. The Knicks are never honest about injuries. His leg probably just bent in the wrong direction.
Right. Also, the Knicks actually took the cast from the Knick, that Showtime show, and they're using them to actually be the doctors.
Remember when Rasheed Wallace was day-to-day and missed 4.5 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's like, he'll be back tomorrow, and by tomorrow we mean never.
Yeah, he retired.
We mean Rasheed Wallace is going to retire.
Joe writes, would Mark rather the Knicks have a season like the Mets did this year, but the Mets have a season like the Knicks last year?
Wait, where are you reading from?
Twitter.
Oh, Twitter. I would rather, as much as I love the Knicks, my true love is the Mets. So I will go with the Mets. I am so excited. I'm going to a playoff game. I am very excited. Even if the Mets don't do that well in the playoffs, I'm just excited to go into the playoffs. I'm going to talk baseball until Jay tells me to shut up.
So,
anyway.
all right, I'm telling you to shut up. Our email is nyknickspodcast@gmail.com. Our Twitter is nyknickspodcast. David writes,
But I do treat my sport fandom like a Mormon. So I love a lot of different teams. And I want the Knicks to do really well this year. And hopefully, the Jets are now 3-1. So the Knicks could be pretty good this year also. I am holding out. I am predicting. What's your prediction for the Knicks plan? Prior to training camp.
David writes, is anything more frustrating than when Melo plays amazing D on LeBron/George? Why does he even bother teasing us?
I think we're going to see better defense from Melo this year.
I hope so. It is really frustrating when you see him do lockdown defense for a game or two, and you're like, where was that the last 24 games?
You see when he gets more motivated. I think the fact that we have a bunch of players on our team that are going to play defense this year, Melo's going to be more motivated to play defense.
I hope so.
I think he's gonna be like he's not going to want to look basically like, oh, he's the guy like costing us games.
Yeah, true.
And I don't think I feel quite the pressure on offense because we do have a bunch of players that can actually score. Mm-hmm. So I think he's going to look a lot better. I think we're going to be very impressed by what Melo has to offer this season. Do you think he's going to get off to a slow start?
No, I don't actually.
I actually think he's going to be off to a slow start. I think the first 2 weeks of the season is going to be pretty rusty.
I think he'll have some bad shooting nights, but I think he's going to get 20 points a game right off the bat.
Maybe. I just feel like he just come back from an injury, and to get really completely in the flow of games is going to take a few weeks.
I mean, there's 7 preseason games.
Yeah, it's true. But
although I don't know how much he's going to play in those.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's not going to play that much, and I feel like he's not going to really put full effort until he actually gets the game one. And we also have a terrible, terrible initial schedule to start the season.
Yeah. I would like the regular season schedule to look more like the preseason schedule.
Yes, that would be nice.
We got Philly. We got 2 Boston games. We got a Hornets game. It's not bad. And a team that isn't even in the NBA. Greg said...
It would be great if we can do, like, college football. They always have, like, Ohio State versus Akron. I wish the Knicks can, like, schedule that. Like, they're gonna have, like, you're gonna play Cleveland, Golden State, then the Knicks are playing the YMCA Boys Club, and then they're
the Washington Generals. Greg said, please don't forget to invite D-Rose this episode. We did not forget.
Derek Fisher also was quoted as saying he does not regret winning 2 of the last 3 games last season. This is one of the things I hate because this is not a news story, because it would be a news story if Derrick Rose said, Derek Fisher said, I regret winning those last 2 or 3 games. Porzingis is a disaster. I wish we had the number 1 pick. You can't say you regret that, or else you sound like a complete asshole, because Porzingis is in the room. He's going to read the article.
It's also his job to win games. So
yes.
You know.
He's going to say at this point, well, I regret they won those 2 last 3 games.
Well, we all do, but, you know.
Well, Jay, you don't.
Well, I don't.
You don't, because you're like, Porzingis, my new Larry Bird, I love you, Porzingis. Wish I put the tattoo.
Can I just tattoo his face over my face?
So what did you think about ESPN did their rankings of players, and they ranked Porzingis 192 and Kaminsky 188. Frank the Tank Kaminsky drafted like 8 picks later.
I feel like ESPN just exists to piss off Knicks fans now.
No, well, they exist, number 1, to slurp LeBron's balls, and number 2, to piss off Knicks fans.
That is true. I mean, they were crapping all over Kaminsky for like weeks, and they're like, yeah, but he's better than Porzingis.
In fairness to them, Kaminsky played 4 years, right, in college?
Yeah.
They say he's more NBA ready than most of the players, but has a very low ceiling.
Yeah, Porzingis played professional basketball for the last few years.
Oh, come on.
I think the Spanish league is tougher than the NCAA.
Oh, come on.
There's other NBA players in.
Oh, come on.
There's other NBA players in his league.
First of all, he wasn't even that good in the Spanish league. Let's be fair. It wasn't like Porzingis was scoring 25 a game in the Spanish league. He was scoring like 6 points a game.
All right,
and everyone's like, "Ooh, he played in the league with real men. He didn't do much in that league, but he played with real men. He had a block. You guys see that he had a block?"
We have a voicemail.
Okay, put a voicemail.
Okay.
Hang on. Just to say, I think Porzingis is going to be pretty decent this year. If I'm going to put numbers in it, I'd say he can score like 10 points a game and have like 5 rebounds. I think he's going to play like 15 minutes a game, maybe 20.
I think that's a fair assessment, yeah.
You want to say 40-40 a game? 40 points and 40 rebounds?
I want to, but... you know.
Here's my question. Is he going to shoot threes?
Yeah.
Because I haven't got the sense that from watching him so far, it's only Summer League, that he's going to actually try to shoot 3-pointers. Even though he was like sold to me as, he's a stretch. He's an amazing outside shooter.
Well, I'm looking forward to the first couple preseason games to see if that changes or not.
I'm not sure how he's going to fit in. So, also, Phil Jackson said that one of the great things about Robin Lopez is that he's going to allow Melo to play the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Where does Porzingis fit in this lineup?
At the 4.
So, when he's on the court, Melo's playing the 3?
Either that or Melo's out.
Is he Melo's backup?
No, I think Melo's going to play like half 3, half 4.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't think Melo's...
It's a triangle. Who knows what positions they...
I mean, they said Melo's going to play some 4. They didn't say he's going to be the 4.
In the triangle, no position doesn't exist, yet exists all at the same time.
It's all on one metaphysical plane.
Yeah. Okay. Go with the voicemail.
Hey, Jay, who's starting at 4 this year? This is Ralph in Austin. That's what I want to know.
Thank you, Ralph. If you want to leave a voicemail, 631-676-1181. So I would say this is what I think. I think they're going to start Derrick Williams at the 4.
I thought they were going to say the starting line. What's this team starting lineup? To start the season, the starting lineup is going to be Lopez at obviously the center.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to start Aflalo at shooting guard.
Yep.
What's his name?
Calderon at the point.
Calderon point guard.
Melo at the 3.
I think Melo at the 4. And who starts at the 3?
Exactly. So Melo at the 3.
Why did Phil Jackson even say that? If he said like having Robin Lopez here will allow Melo to play the 4. Good thing we signed no 3s.
Right.
Figure it out.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. He said it would allow him. It didn't say he will.
Yes. You have to wait till I say Mother May I. Yeah, I guess the 3 there you would say. I don't know who even plays 3 on this team.
I mean, maybe.
I guess.
I mean, I guess you could try and put Derrick Williams at the 3 or Lance Thomas, but both of those.
If Lance Thomas is in their starting line to start the season, let's just cancel the season.
Well, that's why Melo's starting at the 3. They don't have a good other starting 3 option.
You know who's not a good starting 4 option either? Derrick Williams.
He's not.
Kyle Quinn, maybe. I don't know.
I think Derrick Williams is going to start. I'm not saying that lasts more than like 5 games. I'm just saying game 1, Derrick Williams starts.
I guarantee whoever the starting line for game 1 is not going to be the same starting line for game 30. Say.
Yeah. I mean, see, here's the thing.
A bunch of starting lineups out.
If you want to put in like Clay Anthony early or Lance Thomas at the 3 and Melo at the 4, you can do that for a few minutes. But that's not going to be like that'll be an example of when Melo plays the 4, but he's not starting at the 4.
It's hard. Here's the thing: Kyle Quinn, Derrick Williams, the same thing of early and Greek Salad. None of them have any proven NBA track record. So it's hard to just say Derrick Williams will insert him in the lineup. It's no more ridiculous to put him there as it. Sorry, it's no more ridiculous to put early there in the starting lineup as to put Kyle Quinn or put Derrick Williams. None of them had sustained success in the NBA yet.
Yeah.
Or any real success in the NBA.
You could sponsor a page on Basketball Reference.
You could sponsor a page. Why am I donating my Basketball Reference?
I don't know. The 2015 Knicks roster page, it says Knickerblogger sponsors this page.
Well, it's ESPN. But really?
Yeah. And it says no Bargnanis allowed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting. We got to ask Silverman about that next time he's on.
Could we sponsor them next year?
That's what I'm thinking, but like...
It can't be within our means.
Yeah, exactly. This has got to be something that's way out of...
No Bargs, buy a t-shirt. I'm looking this up. I got to see this.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what like a...
Where do you see the sponsor of the...
There's just like a yellow bar right across the page.
Maybe it's only on yours.
That would be weird.
You're looking at the Knicks roster, right?
No, the 2015 Knicks page.
On Basketball Reference, the Knicks have a page?
Yeah.
You know, I see a page that says 2014-15 New York Knicks. Oh, this is
that's last year.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
That's me sending you the link because you can't figure it out.
Oh, I couldn't figure out the fact you were sending me the link either.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway. There you go. Wow, that is weird. You can sponsor a page. Let's find out.
Yeah, I know. There's like I clicked on it, but it says like pay with card, but there's no like amount. All right, we'll look into this later. This is not good radio. So I think that is that.
I've closed everything that's preceded this.
We're just like Melo. We're gonna start out the season a little rusty, folks.
Yeah, whatever. And you want to talk about highlights from the scrimmages? Anything good going on?
No, I don't really want to talk about that. Let's just go to Facebook questions.
Okay, that's all the questions we've had on Twitter.
Yes.
Aflalo had a sore left hamstring. Did not practice today. Porzingis, sore knee.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
Whenever I see knee in a Knicks status report, I get really nervous.
You think? Okay, that's great. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
George writes, "Good to have you guys back. Looking forward to the episode."
All right.
John writes, "With Rose injured again and on the last year of his contract, do you trade Melo for Rose at the deadline? The Knicks aren't doing well."
My initial reaction was absolutely not, but then I'm thinking, do you want like 4 years of Melo or 1 year of Rose?
And basically, you want to clear the space.
Right.
I mean, there's no way. Here's what will happen. Rose will be healthy the last 30 games for the Knicks, put up 25 points a game, we'll lock him in for 5 years, and he'll never play again.
Well, here's why I say no to that. I think you can get draft picks for Melo and not an injured Rose.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, you have to wait. Deadline is after the All-Star break or before it? After, right?
Yeah.
So, at the very least, Melo has to have a very successful first half of the season, injury-free, to get any real value for him. Because you can't even trade him now because you don't know how he's going to actually play. And his value is probably a lot lower coming off an injury.
Yeah.
Secondly, if Melo's having a great season, it'll be hard to trade him. In the sense of obviously not hard like to get something from him, but if he's having a great season, Knicks fans will be like, "Hey, the team is playing pretty well. We're in the 8th seed right now. Melo's having a great year. We're building on something. How do we trade Melo now?"
Well, that's what if Melo's tearing it up, but the Knicks still suck? Like, what if Melo is averaging 25 and 8, but the Knicks are like
burn the barn. If the Knicks are still terrible this year,
if they're like 10 games below 500, yeah.
But I mean that's a pretty obvious choice. The question really is if the Knicks are around 500 and Melo's playing well, it's going to be hard for people to.
If the Knicks are around 500, and Melo's playing well, they're just not going to trade him.
Yeah, even though it might be smart to trade him because he's probably only going to go downhill from here.
Right.
But what really kills everything is not having a draft pick this year. That's
really bad.
Because if you have the draft pick, you can just say, let's trade Melo as soon as we can. We'll just suck and we'll get better that way. But really, we're 2 years out from building for the draft.
Is this the Bargnani draft pick?
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, the pick was already traded.
Yeah, but we would have been able to swap, right?
And Denver's going to be pretty bad this year.
So instead of being able to swap, well, we just have nothing because of Bargnani.
Yeah, because Bargs is
awesome.
Bargs.
That was a great call.
Best trade ever. At least after the season, we can stop swearing about Bargs.
The only good thing about this is that Nets fans are trying to talk themselves into Bargs. Like, well, it's a small contract, so it's worth the risk. And it's like, no, it's not. You have no idea what you're in for.
I mean, like he was the number 1 draft pick, and like, do you know that if a guy just like plays one-on-one with him and just doesn't try to do anything fancy, Bargs can play adequate defense on the guy? Did you know Bargs can score like 10 points a game while his opponent scores 30 on him? Did you know if you ever get excited about Bargs, he'll be injured the rest of the season? Because that's how it works. Do you think he's going to light the Knicks up?
Oh, yeah. That'll be the only game this season where he scores over 10 points, and he'll score like 35.
Guaranteed Nick effect the first time he plays the Knicks.
He's going to get like seven threes. For those of you who are new listeners, the Nick effect is something
we have Nick new listeners. Go on, Jeff.
We've been keeping track of this for the last 4 or 5 years. A Nick effect is when a guy in another team, usually a random guy, has a season high in points against the Knicks. We count either season high or second highest game of the season. And
there are a lot.
Yeah, you can go to our website, thenewyorknickspodcast.com, and check out the lists. It's usually over 40 guys per season. And it's usually random guys that never do anything the rest of the season.
So there were a couple of quick responses, and one person said Rose is 2 years remaining, not 1.
Oh, well, then that's the absolutely no.
Yeah, that kind of kills the... Well, then again, Rose will be injured all next season, so even better for getting a draft pick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is this year and next year because he's already talking about free agency 2 years from now.
To be fair, we're kind of hoping that we're talking about 2 years from now. You're hoping the Knicks are starting to get better. Like, how long do you want to spend in the gutter?
I don't at all.
You kind of want to have. You don't want to have the number 1 draft pick 2 years from now because that means we've suffered immensely.
Right.
So I'm hoping that the 2017 draft pick won't be a big deal. I mean, I don't want to trade that pick, obviously, but I'm hoping that won't be something where like, okay, we're gunning for number 1 again because we've won 11 games and it's April.
Yeah.
By the way, I thought a good headline I actually wanted to mention to you, if I can find it. It was whatever. It was basically about Dwight Howard saying he's concentrating on winning a title and not worried about not talking about his impending free agency. Dwight Howard free agency is upon us very soon.
Oh God.
You can opt out. It's the most torturesome free agency.
Yeah, nothing's worse than a Dwight Howard free agency.
Yeah. For Dwight Howard free agency is like finding out you have to work the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if No War Peace Out is listening, you were supposed to be stats guy, and then you deactivated your Facebook account, so I had no way of getting in touch with you.
He killed himself, Jay, because you waited too long.
We were supposed to have him on, and then we took a month off, and then sometime during that month, he just went off the grid.
Also, you were asking for stats guys like 3 months before that, and then people responded, and then you ignored them.
Yeah. So everyone who responded, respond, and I will not ignore you.
George writes, been watching all the training camp interviews and training drills, and the Knicks are actually not looking that bad, and the vibe all around looks good. Is it possible that we may be better than we think and slip under the radar? Thoughts?
I think that's
we're winning a title.
I mean, the bar is set so low right now. I think we could. What did ESPN said the Knicks? They predicted the Knicks they finished like 14th place or something.
Yeah, I think this team should legitimately fight for the 8th seed.
Yeah, I think there's clearly 7 better teams, and then it gets really murky after that. So I think the 8th seed's up for grabs.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that later, but I think the Knicks are I think they're going to be pretty decent this year. I think 38 wins.
Yeah, they could hover around 500 if everything goes really well.
Yeah, and that gets you the 8th seed in the East.
Yeah. You don't agree that there's 7 better teams?
Are we gonna do this now? Okay, let's look through this. There's no way there's 7 better teams. We're talking about the East.
Okay, here's who I think is better.
Okay, hang on. Let me pull up the teams. Okay, give me a second. I can't remember the shit.
Well, why don't I just tell you the 7 teams?
I don't give a shit what you have to say. Let's just go through one by one. You tell me if they're better or not. Okay. Okay. The Hornets.
No.
Okay. Pacers.
Hell no.
Okay. They're minus Roy Hibbert, so they actually might be better this year. The Magic.
No.
The Heat.
Yes.
I don't think the Heat are that great.
I think they're very good.
Really? So you have half a Wade. You have Bosch coming off life-threatening injury.
He's better.
Okay. And you have Dragic.
Mm-hmm. And Dang and Whiteside.
Yeah. About even with the Knicks. Bucks.
That's who I think they'll be battling for 8th with.
Oh, that sucks. I think the Bucks are actually definitely better.
Okay.
Nets.
No.
Celtics.
It's close, but no.
Come on.
No.
Traitor. Go to your Celtics podcast.
No,
go,
I said
go to your Celtics podcast.
I said no.
Okay, fine. Bulls.
Yes.
Cavaliers. Knicks are better. Okay, so far I've agreed with you on how many teams we've done. The Heat. I'll give you the Heat. I said the Bucks. Bulls. Cavs. It's 4 teams.
Okay.
Pistons.
No.
Sixers.
No.
Raptors.
Yes.
So you're going to say the Raptors, Wizards, Hawks, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 7 teams.
What?
I know you really want to argue with me on this one, but
it's a tough argument to make.
I mean, there's a chance that.
Black Cloud, go on.
I mean, there's a chance.
Whatever, Black Cloud.
I said they can make the playoffs.
They're making the playoffs this year. It's the beginning of the preseason. I am not going to let my sour puss self get mad until we've lost some actual games.
I mean, basically, they have to beat the Celtics
right now, we're tied
out.
for the title.
That is true. They have to beat the Celtics for the 8th spot.
They can beat the Celtics. And they can beat the Heat. I don't think the Heat are going to be that good.
All right.
Heat were pretty bad last year. Everyone's going to be injured on the Heat. Okay, whatever. George writes, reports and interviews, most of the players are very happy and impressed with Robin Lopez. Especially my cousin. My cousin texted me the other day and goes, let me find this text. He's like, do you know how much Robin Lopez makes? And I was like, he was like, I was like, I don't know, 10 million? He goes, 12.65.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I should work to become 7 foot. He said, yeah, stretch a lot. 4 years, $54 million. City Dance would be a stronger, more effective line of defense. He's effing terrible. He's like a bad version of Varejao. Robin, his brother's Batman. He's Robin.
This is what your cousin said about Robin Lopez?
Yeah.
Did he see what Portland was on defense when he was on and off the court? It was
I don't know why you'd want Brooks. I totally respect my cousin's opinions also, but I don't want Brooke is an all offensive player, terrible on defense,
and can't rebound.
And can't rebound. When they separated, when they left the womb, one person got all the offensive ability and one person got all the defensive ability.
Yeah.
I'll take Robin Lopez. I think he'll be a solid defender on this team and won't be out the whole season like Brooke.
Considering who we've had at center for the last few years, I'll definitely take Robin Lopez.
Yeah. Anyway, going with the question. So George wrote, impressed with Lopez, especially Melo. This may be what this team needed, not a superstar name. And if you think about it, the way they approached the rebuild, Coach Fisher raised a good point. Define rebuild, and he used the Hawks as an example as opposed to the forever building Sixers. Maybe they looked at it is, look, Melo needs to be the centerpiece, and they don't need another star. It may not work having time to think about the season at hand, period. We're building around Melo with vets, some rookies, and role players. That work may be the direction that was needed all the time.
Did you read that bad, or was that written bad? Because I lost you.
Oh, come on. I will read as written always.
Okay.
I agree. It's more about building around solid role players around Melo as opposed to finding the stars. It's great if you can do a Bosh, Wade, and LeBron, but for the most part, you need solid role players around a player.
Other than being done once in the history of the NBA, that's probably not going to happen.
Oh, Paul Pierce, Garnett, and
yeah, but that
Allen?
was actually they got a lot of assets and they were able to trade.
No, but it's still
that.
It's still three superstars.
Yeah, but that wasn't like three free agents all deciding to like take less money and sign on your team. That was like, hey, we were smart about keeping our assets and.
Well, the Knicks never had assets. They can do something like that, I guess.
Right. They just never, ever have assets.
What if this year Porzingis wins the Rookie of the Year?
Mm-hmm.
He's amazing, and the Knicks are like, we can use him to get an asset.
Yeah, we need a superstar.
Yeah, what if they trade him?
Done with the show.
Will you actually be the person that murdered Nolan?
I might. I'm definitely going to be leading the charge. Yes.
Greg writes, teams that you're looking forward to watch besides the Knicks, if you are.
I say this the last like 3 years, but I am still curious about what the Timberwolves are going to look like.
Yeah, I keep thinking they'll be good. The Sixers, I'm curious to watch because I'm always curious to turn my head and look at the car on fire as I drive by and the paramedics. Golden State is. I feel like I want to see. I'm curious to see what's the Bill Simmons thing. The cult, like the. You know what I'm talking about? It was from his book. I
know what you mean. The thing where
there's a whole theory that after you win the first year.
The theory of more or something like that.
Yeah, it's the whole theory is the first year everyone's looking to contribute, then the second year everyone's looking to contribute for themselves, and so everyone's like, it's all about me, it's all about me, and so the egos start really like becoming an issue.
Yeah,
and I wonder with that team, will that happen? Because you have a bunch of players who are pretty good, and they may start fighting for. I don't know, maybe not. I'm curious to see how good they are the second year.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think Spurs are going to be interesting again.
Yeah, I mean, you just added Marcus Aldridge. But I'm not interested in Aldridge. I wouldn't sit down and have dinner with him.
You wouldn't?
No. I mean,
okay.
Wasn't that what Phil didn't sit down and have dinner with him?
Oh yeah.
You're like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, you totally lost me for a second. I can't think of really any East Coast teams that I'm interested in. I'm interested in almost like every West Coast team and pretty much none of the East Coast teams.
I'm actually really interested to see Oklahoma, see them all crying if they find out Kevin Durant's career is almost over.
Yeah, if he gets injured again, that's bad
I
news.
wonder, I feel like he's going to have an injury problem. I would be shocked, actually, if he plays 82 games this year. I'll be shocked if Durant plays more than 60 games this year.
I mean, I hope that's not it. I hope it's not a Bill Walton situation, but 3 surgeries in 1 year, man. That rough.
Sounds pretty bad.
That sounds really bad.
No, obviously, I don't want his career to end because he doesn't play the Knicks regularly.
Right. Plus, I'm just sick of like everyone saying LeBron's like hands down the best player. It'd be nice if some people were at least in the vicinity of LeBron.
Right.
I mean, if you could have Davis on New Orleans and
Dylan writes, should the Knicks look at? Oh, that's what I would be interested in seeing. If Davis can freaking make the playoffs,
yeah,
I want to see how good should that team be this year.
I don't know. I feel like they're not that deep, and they still have.
You have a top 3 player, if not the best player in the NBA, the second best player in the NBA.
Right.
He's a beast, getting better. He's 23.
Yeah, if that.
Everyone's healthy.
Well,
Pelicans should be good this year. They should be able to get like. I'm not saying they win anything, but they should be like 5th or 6th seed, which is saying a lot. In the West.
No.
I feel like it's a failure for the year if they don't get to 5th or 6th.
I don't think their roster is that good.
You got look at the roster on Cleveland. Not that great.
Other than step up. Other than having 3 All-Stars.
Oh yeah, well, that's true.
I mean,
they got Gordon. I mean,
that's
on the face of it.
Gordon's always injured.
They have Drew Holiday. Guys should be, if they're healthy, they should be pretty decent. They got
this team's bad, actually. Bad. This is a bad team.
I mean,
they have their starting lineup is Ashik, Ryan Anderson, Davis, Gordon,
Why
and
is
Holiday.
Davis' salary for this year listed at $7 million? I think he signed that gigantic contract.
I think but I don't think it kicked in yet. I think he's still on his rookie contract.
Oh, God.
So, and then you have Gordon and Holiday until Gordon gets injured again. That's not a good team.
No, but you feel like you have the league MVP. You have like the league MVP. You should be better.
Yeah.
Did he win the MVP? He won, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my! Who am I thinking of then? Who won the MVP?
Curry.
Oh yeah, Curry won it. So you have the league MVP. You should be good, and the Golden State is.
It's not a good team. I mean, and then there's 6.
You like my basketball? I've just not been paying attention to the basketball off season. Like the season, once the free agency ended, my basketball just dropped from my head, and the Mets started playing really well. I'm just focused on baseball, and now we're back.
Yeah, we get more on the ball as this season kicks.
We could be less on the ball.
Yeah.
Dylan writes, should the Knicks be looking into trading Carmelo to the Bulls, and if so, for who? Here's the issue here. Draft picks make the most sense. The Bulls are going to be pretty good. So you're looking at like trading for like a 20th pick this year and a 20th pick next year.
Yeah, and if you're saying get a good player, who other than Butler would you want? And Butler is not going to get traded.
Right, they just signed him.
Because Noah and Rose are always injured, and Gasol's old. So, like, who else do you want?
I don't know. It's a tough... Taj Gibson.
No.
He's pretty good in defense.
Yeah, but, like, every year everyone's like, Taj is going to make the leap. He's the new... who was that guy in Golden State for 1,000,000 years? Mr. Potential.
Whatever. We don't remember anything.
Anthony Randolph. He's the new Anthony Randolph.
No, in fairness, they actually look pretty good with him on the court, Gibson.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
He hasn't like statistically made the leap, but he's a pretty good guy off the bench.
Yeah, is that enough to trade Melo?
Well, him plus draft picks.
Plus a 20th draft pick? Great.
2 straight 20th draft picks, like 2 number 1s?
No.
It's a really hard call. The problem is the Bulls just don't have a lot of assets to trade for.
Right. I would rather...
His per is 16. If
you're talking Melo trade, I would rather do something with the Lakers because their draft pick's actually going to be good.
Yeah, the Lakers make a lot more sense as a trading partner because they have 2 fantastic young players.
Yeah.
You get Russell or get what's his name from last year?
Mm-hmm.
You remember his name?
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle, yeah.
Yeah.
Either guy would be great to get.
Yeah. Get one of those in a draft pick, sold.
Or just give me your draft pick this year because you're still going to be pretty bad.
Terrible, actually.
Yeah. Ralph writes, Brook Lopez, a defensive beast? Carmelo thinks so. I'm guessing Ralph means Robin Lopez.
Yeah.
Did Melo say Brook Lopez is a defensive beast?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody's ever said that. Unless Brooks said it himself in the third person. But no, Robin Lopez is a beast.
Yeah, that's true. You think like Brooks said, he's like, hey, here's something no one would say about me.
Yeah.
I would much rather have Lopez's contract's also better than Brook, right? In general, even if they made the same exact money, I'd rather have Robin than Brook.
Yeah.
Greg writes, let's be honest to ourselves. Are the Knicks really playoff contenders this year? Why? Why not? Well, Greg, I'm going to be honest and say that it's too early for me to be a giant pessimist. So I'm going to say the Knicks are going to the playoffs.
I'm still saying they're battling the Celtics for the 8th seed. So that's
they're
positive.
battling your heart, huh?
Yes.
I don't know. By the way, for those new to the show, Jay yearns to lick the balls of Larry Bird, and he's a secret Celtic fan. You can admit it.
I will not admit
that. Anyway, I think.
Although David Lee is on the Celtics now, so I'm so torn.
We got to play the Brazilian team before I say the team is bad. If the Brazilian team beats the Knicks, then I'll say fine. David Lee is also one of his NBA man crushes.
Yeah, how is this fair? Like, they keep getting players that I want to root for.
And they like the color green. It's not fair. I like clover leaves and I like assholes, and Boston has a lot of them. I love Boston. Is that what you say to yourself when the show ends?
Let's see what Muhammad has to say.
You're following along with me? Muhammad writes, Robin Lopez will have a more important role in the Knicks offense this year than he did as a Blazer. What do you think? Is he the best case scenario points per game average? I think like 10, 12 good points a game. I think if he averages 12 points a game, I will be hard.
Yeah, I think he's going to put up similar stats to what Tyson Chandler was when he was actually invested in the team.
I think he's going to be a solid pick and roll player, which they're going to do more pick and roll this year because they're going to do a little more of a hybrid triangle.
Right. Triangle until people get sick of it, and then just play like a normal scheme.
Like they're like, we're going to do the triangle. We're going to do about passing, peace, and love. Kyle, you have a question? Yeah. Can we do pick and roll? Fine, Kyle. We do pick when you're out there. I want pick and roll. Fine, Robin. You get pick and roll too.
And Melo's like, you know what? I'm just going to hold the ball for 23 seconds.
Probably. Do you think he's going to do here's the question. Do you think Melo's going to be a lot more like the Melo of old where he holds the ball all the time, or is the offense the ball's going to move around a little more?
I think it's going to move around a little more, but there's going to be moments where we're yelling at him to stop.
I mean, the triangle also is going to be these guys, just like last year. Like we had a full year of guys learning the triangle and have none of them back on the team this year.
Right.
Start learning the triangle all over again.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem too.
I do think these guys are more talented. So Greg writes, John writes, what stat line would Porzingis have to put up to win Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year.
What's his name? The guy that we actually wanted to take doing. We get some preseason.
Towns?
Yeah, how's Towns doing?
Did they even play a preseason game yet? I don't think so.
I don't know, but can you look into the future?
I would say he would have to get 14 and 8 and 1.5 blocks a game.
Yeah, you have to something like that to get a.
I mean, 14 and 8 will probably maybe score a point or two less than Okafor, but if he gets 8, that'll probably be more rebounds than Okafor. So,
the Grantland had an article. Karl Anthony Towns, the underrated number 1 draft pick.
How is he underrated? Everyone wanted him as number 1.
I understand. He was like everyone said he was going number 1. He went number 1.
Yeah, he was like the hands down unanimous number 1 pick.
I could totally see how he's underrated because he should have gone before the draft even started.
Right.
If people really understood his potential, they would have kidnapped his family and forced him to play for their team. There would have been, listen, if you don't get the mafia involved, people don't think he's a good player.
They didn't call it the Karl Anthony Towns 2015 draft, so he's underrated.
I just some Grantland. If you have another article, if you're trying to think of next articles, Jahlil Okafor, the second most underrated player in the draft.
Are they competing with Sir Insider for ridiculous article titles?
Yes. Oh my God. And the article, I haven't read the article. This goes through all the great things, how great of a player he is. Yeah, we all get it. We drafted him number 1. I mean,
yeah, I think everyone realized that.
Yeah, I mean, if you did an article a couple years ago and said the most overrated number 1 pick, Anthony Bennett, you would probably be just as terrible of an article because you would have said, well, no one thought he should have gone number 1. We're not sure what Cleveland was smoking.
Right.
I feel like what Cleveland did in that draft was when I do a fantasy draft, sometimes you'll put players in like the you'll put players in the waiting area, guys you want to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But
and then forget to take them off.
And forget to like they had Bennett there, and the guy's like, "Well, my pick's coming up. I think I have a little time. I'm gonna go to the bathroom." And he's like, "Oh, I was in there a little bit longer." Then, oh my God, what happened?
Yeah. I thought we had 20 minutes, not 2 minutes.
I had something for my kids, my son's orientation for preschool. It was the night of one of my fantasy football drafts, and I figured I'd just draft during this orientation. And then I didn't get internet connection. I got internet connection just long enough to put like 3 tight ends in my like waiting pick thing because it was got into like the 3rd pick, and then I lost internet connection the rest of the night, and I have auto pick 3 tight ends in my roster.
Oh, Jesus,
I'm 0-3. Okay.
Everyone in the live draft was probably like, "What are you doing, you jerk?"
George wrote 16-8. Considering Okafor and Moutier are in the black hole teams, they are to produce those numbers. I'd say Moutier will get Rookie of the Year. Who do you think Rookie of the Year is going to go to?
I feel like it's going to be an upset. It's not going to be Towns.
Well, I think Towns is going to be everyone. I mean, I think Towns, to be realistic, he's going to be I think he's going to be a star player, but he's going to probably take a little while to really build, like an Anthony Davis did.
Right. Plus, I mean, like Okafor's on a really terrible team. Towns has Wiggins, so that's going to take away from like his stat padding.
Well, I mean, he's Okafor every time he tries to shoot. Kobe with the steal of his. Oh, God damn it, Kobe! He's got Kobe and he's got Randall. Not gonna be that easy for him to score either.
Right. That's why I think it's gonna be somebody like
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank, and then ESPN's gonna never let Knicks fans live that down ever. It might be somebody like Justice Winslow just to piss us off.
Justice Winslow, I will lose my goddamn mind. I would say it's probably gonna be Okafor. I don't know. I
think he's the best bet just because that team is so bad and he's like the only guy on it.
Well, also, I think the part of the problem is that I think anytime you have these awards, unless it's Defensive Player of the Year, the offense gets rated much heavier than the defensive side of the game.
Yeah, people still don't recognize that part of the game.
Even though it's literally half the game.
I know.
People pretend it doesn't happen. And so if a guy puts up 20 points a game and just allows anyone to go around him, they're like, great year.
Yeah.
So I feel like Okafor is on a team where he's like, hey, Kobe, what do we do if we're playing defense? And he's like, nothing. We're not doing it this year.
Why do you think
before? I'm done playing defense now. I'm old.
Why do you think Okafor is on the Lakers?
Oh, why do I keep saying on the Lakers?
I don't know. You're really confusing me with that.
I'm so. I was trying to figure that out. Russell will play defense on the Lakers. Okafor's on Philly. Philly's going to be a total disaster.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying Okafor.
Wow, I'm really off my game today.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
And you caught me the first time. I went with it. I'm like, yeah, Kobe will steal the ball from.
I'm just gonna say things that are completely wrong throughout the. I'm gonna say things that are so far off, and you're gonna be like, I'm like, yeah, I mean, maybe the Knicks will play Barack Obama at the 3, and Jay's gonna be like, sure.
And that'll be like, caught you playing Candy Crush.
Probably. Well, I'd say what's his name? God damn it, Williams, D'Angelo. Williams. D'Angelo.
Did your brain just melt in the last 5 minutes?
I just have not.
Russell. D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, my God. MB what?
Are we almost done with these questions? Because I don't think you can handle many more.
People must be like someone's tuning in for the first time. They're like, holy shit, these people are stupid. Someone, by the way, Ralph wrote, who plays the 4? What time do you take the show? Do you take calls? I assume you didn't respond to him, right?
Right, because he left a voicemail and we responded to that. Oh, no, I responded to him on Facebook.
Really? Because I see no response on Facebook.
Well, maybe you should refresh because I responded and he's in the chat room because I responded.
Oh, someone's refreshed. Whoa. Anyway, I think Philly's going to be weird.
Weird as in terrible?
Yeah, they're going to be really terrible. Okafor has a shot of winning the Rookie of the Year on that team, I guess.
Yeah, we went through that. Can we go on to the next question?
Now that I know what team he's on. Anyway, I think Okafor's having.
Yeah, I know. We established
No,
that.
the problem is that Philly's going to expect Okafor to play defense, and he doesn't. So I guess I'll give it to D'Angelo Russell, the Rookie of the Year.
Great.
Okay, screw you. Why don't you just go back to ogling the Celtics?
Let's talk about how Okafor is going to win Rookie of the Year. We haven't covered that 3 times.
Listen, I don't think Porzingis is going to be that great in the Magic. Okay, so Ralph writes, have you read 11 Rings? Seems like Phil has assembled players who can play like a team and not a bunch of superstar egos. Looks like he did right.
I have not. That's still on my reading list. I haven't read it yet. But I did notice it seemed like every guy he got, the first feedback I heard was, oh, he's a great locker room guy. So that's good.
You know, more than anything, I got to just see how this team plays.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting, it's hard to like read, not hard to read, but it's just, I always hate this point of the year because you really just don't know. It's not like every year we come back with a new roster. It's always interesting to see what happens. I think every year we've done this show, we've had a different roster this following year.
Like a completely different roster, yeah.
Almost every year, the turnover is at least half the team.
Yeah, every year we've done the show.
Every year. It's unbelievable how we can, I mean, that's why also the team has been terrible most of the time. But we never have like, oh, well, we have the same guys from last year, so we should be pretty good. We'll build on what we learned last year.
Yeah, it's usually like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 guys and then an entirely new bench.
Hopefully the new 9 guys that are on the roster this year can learn stuff and maybe be back the following year.
And and then when we replace 7 of them, the next 7 guys can learn stuff.
That has to be the Knicks have to have. I mean, it's probably not number 1, but it's got to be up there with the most turnover any roster has had.
Yeah, I would say it's up there. I don't think it beats Philly yet.
Yeah, but outside of that, it's Philly going with like. Again, like they're gonna have
D-League Player of the Week,
3 number 1 draft picks, and like 12 guys from the stands play.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for again.
Ralph says, Carmelo says we compete for a championship. What say ye, Marc and Jay? And I sniffled there.
I think we covered that at the beginning of the show. I mean,
okay. Daryl writes, I fear that we are all getting a little too excited. What do you think is a reasonable win-loss count for this year in reality so that we don't get to the end of the season and rend our clothes and pour the usual scorn over everyone? Or is it inevitable that is there no magic number?
I mean, I would say somewhere in the mid to high 30s is reasonable.
Here's my question for you, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
What number below is the season a total failure?
30.
Yeah.
If we're in the 20s, I'm very, very angry.
We might wrap up the show.
Yeah.
I think the team should get to like 35.
Yeah.
But,
35 to 40, I think, is about where they should
I'm
be.
going to say under 35 is a failure.
Mm-hmm.
I have some expectations. And what number? What's the minimum number that it is an amazing season by your like not like winning the title? What number if they win these many games at a minimum are you like hallelujah, the basketball gods have finally turned in our favor?
500.
Really? At 41 wins, you're like, oh my god, I'm so happy. My nipples are sticking cut glass.
Yeah, because that means they made the playoffs. And
I would say a super successful season, which I was going for. 45 wins, I'd be blown away.
So you shit all over my 41, and then you pick something 4 more wins.
I'm not going to pick 60.
You're like, oh my god, 41's ridiculous. I'm going to pick 43.
Well, I'm just saying 41 wins, you're like, pretty mediocre, but it's still a great year for the Knicks. We're moving forward. But 45 wins, you'd be like, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Greg writes, do we care? But honestly, thoughts. And as Greg always puts like a screenshot. Hey, check it out. It's the MSG court with the Knicks logo and blue paint. New York's Knicks brought back the blue paint.
All right. Blue paint.
What color was it before?
I don't even know. Orange?
Okay. Adam writes, will Derrick Rose be interviewed? Yes. Greg writes, headlines of this upcoming season.
Does he want us to make up headlines? I guess so, because we can't predict the future. That was... I see what he wants.
God. Headlines. Why is Okafor playing for the Lakers?
After a rash of injuries, Knicks' starting lineup is now Early, Grant, O'Quinn, Williams, and Vucevic.
Why did the Knicks trade Melo for Bargs? Why can't the Knicks get over Bargs?
Why can't the Knicks quit Bargs?
Melo playing like an MVP. Should the Knicks trade him? That will be the...
Nick show interest in fill-in player who's been out of the league for 3 years.
Or how about headlines for this upcoming season? ESPN writes, how did the New York Knicks podcast become so popular?
I heard
Greg
Baron
writes,
Davis is planning a comeback. He'll be starting on the Knicks by the All-Star break.
Wasn't he planning on coming back?
Hmm?
At some point, Baron Davis said he was going to do a comeback.
Yeah, he said it like a month ago.
Oh, okay. I'm not dreaming this.
No. So he'll be starting on the Knicks like mid-season.
Should we bring him back?
No. We already have one guy who hasn't played in 3 years, Vucevic.
Yeah. Should we take Baron Davis?
No. Remember
Why
when he
not?
was terrible and washed up when he was on the Knicks like 3 years ago?
Do you remember how excited you were when he was when he was healthy and finally back on the court for the Knicks?
Yeah, those were a great 7 games.
We need a point guard.
Yeah.
Okay. At some point, it might become necessary to have him on the team. Greg writes, is it now clearer to everyone that Melo won't be traded? Oh, thanks, guys, for the birthday greetings. Appreciate it. No problem, Greg. We're hoping you have a happy birthday. We're recording a show on your birthday. That was today, right? Or was that yesterday?
I think it was yesterday, but happy
Okay,
birthday.
we're recording a show the day after your birthday.
In celebration of your birthday.
In celebration of your birthday. Yeah, well, it's not going to be... There's no chance in hell he's being traded before the All-Star game. What percentage do you put Melo being traded by trade deadline?
5.
Okay, fine. I agree. I don't think it's very likely either. Because I feel like at the end of the day, we'll never get an offer that's going to make Phil actually do it.
Plus, he has a no-trade clause, and he makes enough money that most teams aren't going to have the assets to do it.
Yeah. Greg writes, did you guys watch the recent FIBA Asia Championship game? Home cooking by China. I'm going to say no, I did not watch that. Jay?
No, I didn't know that was a thing that existed.
About here on the screenshot he sent us is what a convenient time to fix the net. I don't know if this screenshot would be the correct term for that, but when Gillis should be warming up and taking shots. WTF, hashtag Laban Filipinas.
I don't know any of this. I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Greg. I didn't know that existed. Greg writes, another screenshot. One will protect you. The other 9 will stop at nothing to kill you. Choose.
It's Barkley, Rodman, Lambeer, Garnett. Is that LeBron? Wallace, Malone, Artest, and Shaq. I think I would want Artest protecting me. He's the craziest, and he's good at defense.
I feel like I'd want Garnett.
I feel like if you have the other 8 guys after you, you're dead anyway. Those are a bunch of bad dudes.
Ben Wallace would be bad. If Ben Wallace is gigantic.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, you have like Shaq and Malone jump on him, and you still got 6 guys killing you.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going with. Dennis Rodman. Because I still will die, but I'll have a good time prior to dying. Whatever we're doing, I'm sure we're having fun with Rodman.
Are you saying you wouldn't have a good time with Artest? Or Meta or Panda's friend or whatever the hell he is?
The entire time, the monologue in my head would be, or the thing repeating in my head with Artest is, don't say anything to make him kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything.
I guess you don't want your bodyguard having a chance of killing you.
Yeah, I remember following your career in Indiana. That wasn't my fault for going this down. I'm sorry. I didn't even bring it. I'm sorry. Greg writes, can you have a birthday greeting? Page scroll up. Can you have a birthday greeting from D. Rose? I have high hopes that you invited him for this episode, even if it's just for 2 or 3 minutes. Thanks. I miss D. Rose in the show. He's our favorite guest.
Mm-hmm.
With, I guess, Sir Insider being second.
Well, for us, I mean, I really like when Mike Woodson's on.
Yes, Mike Woodson. I don't know if it makes any sense to have Mike Woodson on at all.
I think we're gonna have to have him on when the Knicks play the Clippers.
I mean, we should have him back on. He's funny as hell. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it fits in at all.
When the Knicks play the Clippers, there'll be something.
You should see if he's around. Yeah, maybe we can start the season with him.
Yeah.
Kareem writes, what will the starting lineup look like, and who will the sixth man of the season be?
Well, we went through starting lineup earlier.
Okay, and we had no clue how to fill it in. We had problems filling it in, and so I guess whoever's...
Sixth man would be Porzingis.
Yeah, I guess so. But you think he's going to really be the sixth? He's not going to be a sixth man and getting like 25, 30 minutes a game.
You realize there's a huge, huge drop-off after our starting lineup. I mean, sixth-man candidates could be
Kylo Quinn,
Galloway or Grant, depending on who's higher up on the point guard depth chart. It's probably going to be Porzingis.
Here's the thing. When you force me to analyze the roster, I get more and more depressed.
So let's just say
it's a weird. Like, we have a bunch of players who can fit good roles, and we have to go with that kind of working. You have a bunch of guys who are not bad. I just don't know what it's actually going to end up meaning.
The 2016 New York Knicks. They're not bad.
I guess that wouldn't be bad.
Okay, so yeah, let's go with Porzingis sixth man.
Okay, sure. Rosera writes, were you guys affected by Hurricane Jacquin?
It rained a little bit.
Is it Joe Quinn? What is the name? What is it? Jacquin?
Yeah, the guy from The Gladiator.
Oh. No, not really. It rained a little bit. I think it missed us, actually.
Yeah.
Rosera writes, if Porzingis sucks, can we all be mad at Jay and hang him or sentence him to the death penalty?
Sure, because it's not going to happen. So,
wow,
say what
Jay's got balls. You guys can lynch me. You can do whatever you want to me because it's not going to happen. He's going to be amazing. Is he in the newest? When's the newest NBA 2K 3K?
Yeah, he's in it.
He's in. How is he in it? You have it already?
No.
When's it coming out? Or is it obviously it's out already?
Yeah.
When did it come out?
It came out. I think this week.
Okay, why don't you have it, Jay? I want to hear simulations about how he is.
Because I only have Xbox 360, and they literally just sell last year's game with a new label on it. They stopped updating it. I have to get the Xbox One.
Wait, I don't understand.
Basically, they make a new version every year for the newer systems. But for the older systems, they just slap a new label on it and trick you and sell you the old game.
With just new players. Okay.
With new players. So
anyone that actually has a new version, could you let us know how Porzingis plays in it? Not that it really matters. I'm just curious.
He has a 74 rating, which is not bad.
Out of 100?
99.
Why in God's name is it out of 99?
Because 100 is just ridiculous. Who would have 100?
What stupid shit is that?
Robin Lopez has a 75.
Rosera writes, back in the gym. And how does Marks, thank you, feel about Porzingis once again injured? I am a little concerned.
It's a day-to-day thing. Do you want to hear some of the other ratings for NBA 2K?
So you don't have the game, but you have the ratings?
Yeah.
I assume they're online, obviously.
Yeah, the number one rating is a 94, which is LeBron. So nobody has higher than 94.
What is there a player like is Michael Jordan 99? It's like LeBron in his prime 99.
I think he was higher in past years. Yes. Carmelo has an 88. He's 8th in the NBA according to this game.
Well, do you have the let me try to guess?
Sure.
2 would be Anthony Davis and a 90. Oh, I'm not gonna guess the numbers. Just 2 is 2 Anthony Davis.
He's 3.
Durant is 2.
He is 5.
Ooh, Seth Curry. I mean, not Seth Curry, obviously. Is Curry number 2? Steph.
Yes. I meant Knicks, but if you wanted to just do
Oh, I guess I should do the entire NBA.
right. Who do you think is the second highest Nick in NBA 2K?
That's interesting. Okay, so obviously Melo was number 1. You had him in 84 or 88?
88, yes.
I'm going to try to guess the numbers, too. Porzingis is number 2.
He is not number 2.
Oh, Robin Lopez.
He is tied. He is tied with yes. Lopez and
with a 80?
75.
Well, I thought you said Porzingis had a 76.
No, I said 74.
Okay. Then Porzingis is 4. Yeah. 5
is a 4-way tie. So the odds of you guessing it are pretty good.
4-way tie. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get all 4.
Okay.
I'm going to say Calderon. Is he not in the 4-way tie?
It doesn't list Calderon on my list, so I don't know what Calderon has.
Let's do the NBA 3K know something that we don't know?
It lists 9 Knicks players, but Calderon is not one of them.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so Robin Lopez. Is he not in the tie?
No, because we already said him.
Oh, we already said Lopez. Okay, sorry.
You're really just short-circuiting today.
Oh, whatever. Okay, so the next 4 guys, Grant.
Nope.
Derrick Williams.
Yes.
Kylo Quinn.
Yep.
How would I say that in the most obnoxious way?
I think you just did.
Okay. Galloway.
Yes.
And
you probably won't guess the last one.
I'm leaning between instead of just sitting here thinking, I'm leaning between Lance Thomas being can't be Lance Thomas. I can't believe it's not Grant. Early, Admonson. Holy crap, this gets hard. I know it's not Wesley Saunders. Serapin?
Yeah.
Wow.
They all have 72.
Okay. Serapin could be pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Right.
Where's Vucevic? Oh, Vucevic's not on the game, I assume. I assume Vucevic is not on the game?
They didn't list him. He's in the game, but they didn't list him. The only 9 guys on the roster were listed on that list I found.
Okay. That's great. What did we learn today, Jay? I think that's the show.
Oh, okay.
By the way, people are asking questions about Fantasy League. When is Fantasy League happening, dude?
Fantasy, we remember because we had to move it to the 24th.
We were going to. It was originally going to be the 10th, and then the Mets. I was going to have tickets to the playoff game if the Mets had home field advantage. So Jay moved it, and the Mets don't have home field advantage, so it doesn't even matter.
Well,
but it's going to be on the 24th.
Yeah. Who's asking about it? Santiago? He's in the league already.
Oh, okay.
So we have 12 spots full. One guy says he's joining, but he hasn't yet. So if he does, then we'll have one spot. If not, then the league is full. So if you want to join the league, email us, and I'll let you know if that guy joined and if we do have a spot.
Or if 2 people email us, you can just let those 2 people have the spot.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of holding the spot for this guy because he emailed me like a month ago asking me to, and he was in the league last year. So
why is it taking him a month to sign up?
I don't know. So, we most likely have 1 spot. So email me and I'll let you know if we do.
If you want to join if you want to be in a fantasy with Jay, email us. Like us on Facebook. You want to give the website, Jay?
The New York Knicks podcast.com.
No, the Facebook website.
Oh, facebook.com/something.
Leave us a voicemail at
Facebook.com/NY Knicks podcast. It's
voicemail?
631-676-1181.
Write us a review on iTunes. Would be amazing.
That would.
Anything else, Jay?
Yeah, we're doing the shows live. And
really worthwhile. Getting a lot of questions from the chat.
We had about 6 people in the chat today, but it's just nobody said anything.
Okay.
So you can hit the follow button in the live chat, and then you will get emails whenever we go live, so you will not miss another live show. So the links are in the Facebook page if you're not listening live right now, and we're also on Ustream.
Who will have a better MC season this year? Vucevic or Baron Davis?
I'm going to say Vucevic now, just because I don't have any confidence that Baron Davis actually comes back.
Yeah, that's probably a fair point.
So if you want to go to the Ustream, it's ustream.tv/channel/Knicks-podcast.
So we record. We might be doing a second show sometimes, but the show we always do is Sunday at 8:30.
Right, Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. When the season starts, we may be doing 2 shows a week at some point.
What's
the story here? You have class again? You're still like, ooh, I'm still a student.
I will have class Monday through Friday from October 22nd until December 18th or something like that.
Holy crap, that sounds awful.
It's the worst.
Especially if anyone doesn't realize Jay has a full-time job, so that sounds awful. To be in school 5 days a week.
It's really bad. So, but after that,
is your schedule going forward from there? It's not that bad once you get to the defense.
After that, I have no school until either the last week of January, first week of February, and then starting then, hopefully, I'm just going to school 2 days a week.
And then Jay will graduate.
And then I'll graduate in May. So if I can, I have 2 classes left after this semester. If I can get them on the same day, I'll just be going 2 days a week, which means we could do a second show for the second half of the season. If not, we'll see what happens. I mean, one of the classes is a half semester, so
people don't care that much.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm rambling. This is what happens when I get tired. I just ramble.
Okay, so what did we learn today?
We learned that just like the NBA players, we are rusty when we start to record again.
Just look up Knicks headlines, and Daily News has a headline: Knicks rookie Porzingis is not ruled out in the starting 5 by Fisher.
Okay.
I mean, but it's also one of those headlines where they probably said to him, "Hey, is there any chance Porzingis will be in the starting lineup?" And Fisher's like, "Why are you asking me this? So you're not ruling it out. We're gonna run with that." Okay, Daily News. Love working in this town.
Do you want to go meet Porzingis?
Yeah. When can we meet Porzingis?
The Roosevelt Field Mall on November 7th.
That isn't that far from me. Sure.
Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't know it was. I thought it was at MSG. Roosevelt Field is kind of tricky for me to get to, I think.
No, you could take the train to me, Jay, and we'll drive out there.
All right. On that same day, we could also meet Jerian Grant.
Tell me he's also at the mall and not like 1,800 miles away.
Roosevelt Field Mall at the same exact time.
What are they doing there?
Signing autographs and doing inscriptions. Can I say I don't want your autograph, but I would rather get a picture with you? Because I would rather that than an autograph. Right? I mean, aren't autographs kind of stupid? Usually can't read the name.
Mr. Kristaps, I don't need the autograph. Do you mind if I just put my hand on your back and leave it there an extra couple awkward moments?
I don't want an autograph. I just want to invite you on to our podcast.
Jerry and Grant, do you mind if you can get me Porzingis' autograph again?
Because your autograph is 39 and Porzingis is 49. So I would just like you to slide the piece of paper over to Porzingis.
Why don't we go there and see if we can? We'll tell him we do a Knicks podcast and he should come on the show. See if we can get maybe we'll get some quotes for the show.
Yeah.
I bet he has more to say than the Chinese restaurant.
We learned that our first word on the street didn't go so well.
You want to do another one right now?
It's Sunday night at 10. I don't know if anybody's going to be open.
I send you 2 other numbers. Just dial.
Okay. Let me get the number. Okay. Let's see. We'll try this one. Word on the street.
I think it's man on the street.
Man on the street?
I don't know what it is.
Well, it's our bit, so we can call it whatever we want.
Yeah, we could call it olives and souffle. It won't be a good name for it.
Should be dialing. Are you dialing? What are you doing, Skype? There we go.
How can I help you?
Hi, are you going to come to see Porzingis when he's at the Roosevelt Mall?
Excuse me?
Are you going to be coming to see Porzingis, Kristaps Porzingis, the Knicks' #1 draft pick, when he signs autographs at the Roosevelt Mall?
No, this is the Hunan Park Chinese restaurant.
Do you think the Knicks will be good this season?
Excuse me, sir?
Do you think the New York Knicks will have a good season this year?
I have no idea, sir. Bye-bye. I'm busy, sir.
There you go.
That was a lot better than the first one.
Yeah, it's word on the street.
Man
on the
olives
street.
and souffle.
I like that bit.
Okay. If anyone if you have questions for the show or restaurants we should call, let us know.
I wonder if anybody finds it nearly as funny as we do.
I don't know. If you tune into our Brink of Sanity show, we had we have a long phone call with if the Jay ever releases a damn episode with the Illuminati, in which we annoy the crap out of this guy who's trying to scam us, and he just stays on the phone and doesn't leave the phone. And then Jay keeps emailing him after the show is over.
We are so annoying for about 45 straight minutes. It was amazing.
It's unbelievable what this guy put up with and just keeps talking to us.
So that's our comedy podcast, The Brink of Sanity. It's on iTunes. You can type
Cross
in
promotion.
Brink of Sanity, or you could go to brinkofsanityshow.com. And there's also a Facebook page for Brink of Sanity. So
Okay,
check
so
that out.
we've learned that we haven't come close to 45 minutes. And Jay's not even complaining about it this time.
No, but I am like delirious tired. So
Okay, let's end the show.
all right. So thanks
I'm
for
checking my
listening,
work email
everybody.
right now, so on my phone.
We'll-
If you're watching, you can see that.
Awesome.
Okay.
We will be back next week. Thank you for listening. Not next. I don't know. We'll be back sometime soon.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go.
This is the end.
Say goodbye. You better go away.
I'm gonna leave you.
It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl.
Goodbye, 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 everybody.
I've switched a lot of things in my life, but it's never worked out. I switched to being a vegetarian, but ate more bacon than ever. Every time I switch lines at the grocery store, I never pick the fast one. But one thing that totally worked out is I switched to Metro PCS and got a free Samsung Galaxy.
Make the right switch too. Move to Metro PCS and get a free Samsung Galaxy J7 with a huge 5.5-inch screen. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Plus sales tax. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details, terms, and conditions.